Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KF&JF podcast. You know, we've been on the move and we're still moving from one end of the city to the other. And I just love the fact that on that path, we ran across this particular woman here. And I'm telling you, I can't wait. I am desperately seeking to see what she has in store for us because her product is amazing. Just the way the work that she puts into it, it's amazing. So I am, just excited about when we're going to get to this interview and get it going. But I have to do is shut up. So let me pass it on into my host here, co-host, and have him introduce himself.
Man, I'm Razak. I am the CEO and founder of United Minority Business Ventures. My company assists in creation and maintenance of your business by forming opportunities to communicate and collaborate with your followers, subscribers, and other business owners. We use a wide range of networking tools and methods to achieve results. We assist in the ideas associated with social media marketing, building your marketing profile, creating your marketing strategy, building your financial profile for your business, or branding your product or merchandise. We may also determine what licenses are needed to operate your business, owning a domain or buying into pre existing sites that host your page. We also can assist in managing your website by selecting posts that create subscriptions, comments, and likes. We are also by generating comments on other individuals' business sites or page that create a dialogue of conversation directed towards your page. We also help navigate through the thousands of companies that are going to always ask you for a fee, and you can just search through the web and find companies that will offer the same services for free. And Yvette, I would just like to say it's a pleasure to meet you today and have you on the podcast today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, guys.
Yes, ma'am. This is one of those things where, as you know, a person that's learning a lot out here, meeting all these new entrepreneurs and finding out the work that they put into their product is just so exciting to know that there's so many black women that are out there pushing forward with all the things that are going on and trying to carry their own weight, and not only that, just put themselves in a position to succeed. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, please introduce yourself.
So my name is Yvette. My company is called ICandI Designz. I make functional keepsakes. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of people around, a lot of family, and I lost a lot of things. So I've always wanted to come up with a way for people to cherish what they have today and not wait until every now and then they look inside a box and think about a trinket or something. I wanted you to be able to have something that you love, something that means something that's so dear to you, close to your heart, and represents you as a Black person, an African American, just represents you. During COVID, I saw so much inequality, and it just really struck a chord in me. So I dove into YouTube University, and here I am to present my eye candy experience to the world. And this is what I have to present to you, my people. And I hope you agree.
I'm going to tell you, I think we are going to agree because you sure know how to tell us a little bit about the importance of what you're doing. Can you give me a little bit of a background on your journey and whatnot? How did you get to this place?
So this was really unexpected now. I had a job in corporate government America, and I always loved taking pictures and doing graphic design. I taught myself while my children were running track how to do graphics, and I started doing little projects for their friends for their birthday parties, or um, one thing led to another. I was doing all types of things. I went back to school, and but I was still working at 9 to 5 or 50, 60 hours a week, and I never got a chance to do what I loved. And unfortunately, I had an injury that caused me to have to retire early. And that sent me down a really difficult road emotionally, because I thought that um, everything I had was wrapped up into my worth as far as my job. And I really didn't know who I was on the inside. And going down a path of depression and feeling alone and just, not worthy, God reminded me that all those things that I asked for one day, He was making time for me today. So I took that time, I turned it around, turned that pain around, and art became my journey. And during COVID, I learned these techniques, and I really don't know how it happened other than to say, but God.
That's one of the things that as we've been doing these interviews and meeting other people on the show, it has been the key thing that people have found has given them solace, right? Is the fact that God is a part of their life. They're letting Him lead them
Definitely.
and to the path that they're going, because not everybody is able to be a part of what you're trying to do. Not everybody is going to be, oh, you shouldn't do that, you should just sit back and retire or do this. But you found something that helps you to complete you in the way that you want to be completed. So in thinking about that, who are the people in your life that motivated you outside of you, God?
My family, um, my children, my grandchildren, we're all very, very close. And um, again, my eyes were open during COVID, and it just became more and more important, family and generational prosperity. So now it's important for me to take what I've learned and turn this. My plan is that each one of my grandchildren has their own e-commerce by the end of next year. Um, we have to. And if we don't teach our children and we don't set an example for them, and especially Black women, if we don't step up to the plate, our children, they're already becoming lost. Big mama's out the system or out the picture, and we have to step up and take our role back and make a difference. And that's what motivates me.
I think using that word "big mama's out of the house" is an important thing. Once you lose the matriarch, so to speak,
Right.
of the family, and that person is one of the people that everybody was going to the dinner at the house. She was the one, or he's the one who everybody was coming to see from out of town, and everybody shows up at that house. I know what that's about, and I think that sometimes is what has depleted some of our people in our cultures, because now there's nobody there. Now we're just left with, who's going to take that place. And so I think that's a powerful statement that you just made there. And I like to know one of the things that is unique about you that nobody else know.
Hmm. What's unique about me is growing up, I wanted so many children. I wanted to be like the little old lady with the shoe in a shoe. And I've raised so many children, and that just kind of became my life. But nobody knows that that children's story was my inspiration for a lot of things I've done in my life.
Well, hey, if it was able to happen, that was great. But ain't many women out there talking they wanted to have a whole lot of kids
Hey, I
and
know.
listen to their husband. Your job is we're gonna have a whole football team here right now, because I want to have at least 12 that's going on. So Razak, why don't you go ahead and ask some of the questions I know you have for this conversation we're having right now?
Actually, I was just thinking, where was you? How many kids do you have? You said you wanted, if that was an inspiration for you. I mean, do you have like a litter of kids that you can?
Well, no, I have three biological children, but
Mhm.
I've actually raised about seven more full time, pretty much. Um, my kids brought home their friends that were suffering at home or didn't have the best life or just needed help, and we just always had an open door. So they were raised, even though I only had three, they were raised with several siblings, and most of those children are still a part of my life today. Their children are my grandchildren, and I was just happy to be able to be blessed to make a difference. We struggled together, but we did it. So just that's just how it's been.
So in life, so before you said you had like some kind of injury before partaking this the ICandI Designs. Is that, would you define that as the turning point that changed everything, the injury, or was providing for the family that you started to accumulate more members of, after your injury, actually the backbone of the influence that made you start creating ICandIs?
No, actually, it was the injury because dealing with pain on a daily basis, on a minute by minute basis, does something to you over time, and especially when it's nerve pain. So the day that I said, I understand why people give up, was the day that was my turning point, because there had to be more than just black and white, give up or just be in pain. So I turned learning this and joining some Facebook groups. I saw a lot of people going through grief, and one girl in particular lost her infant, and she started a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and she made art and different designs in the image of her child that she lost, and that was her healing process. And after COVID, I also lost my mom, and some other major things happened in my life. And I could have just balled up into a little turtle and just said, forget it. But that's just not who I am. And I fought, and this has helped me fight. Now that I've taught myself AI, I can put a thought that's in my mind and within seconds see it in person in living color. And just to have that power, it's can be healing in itself if you use it properly and to help yourself and help someone else.
Right. Thank you, thank you.
Wow, that is so
Uh,
beautiful.
right. I'm thinking real quick. Now you mentioned a couple of things right now. So I was thinking, how do you balance? It was a physical injury. You was going through a mental process. You have loss, grief. At the you're raising a family at the same time. You're a wife. How is that? How are you able to balance the work life and being a parent, a mother, and just a woman of color? Trying to get ahead in the world.
I don't know any other way. Um, I first went in the military. I took the test at 16, and 17, I was gone. So I learned early that there isn't very much that I can't do if I don't put my mind to it. Being 10,000 miles away from anybody I knew in a foreign country and fighting for my country, it has a way of teaching you who you are. So I've just turned that grit and determination into, I just put it into everything I do. And I really don't know any other way. God has always been my partner. And like my saying on the wall says, with God, all things are possible. And I mean that. And that's how I've lived my life. And that's how I've been able to do what I've been able to do.
That's a powerful thing. Being able to stay strong as a black woman and all of these things that you're trying to do. No one really knows all of the internalness that happens to try to have your own business and try to do all the things that Razak was talking about. It's just one of those things that us as men we take for granted, right? We really don't have that understanding to really communicate with that. And so when I hear you, I think about my wife and all of the different things I'm learning through what I should have been listening to through a relationship or whatnot. So how do your husband work with you and doing the business, and how do you guys work through your progression into your art, into your craft, and then and how those two mix together?
Well, I'd be lying if I said it was smooth as butter. We do bump heads because artistically we're totally different. But I do my thing, and he now has his own business, and he does his thing. So I am very dedicated to my business, and I'm always working, and that drives him crazy. So sometimes he gives me grace, and other times, he's kind of like, hey, it's time to put down that computer. But you might find me working at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and back up again at 5:30, 7 o'clock, whatever. And I just love what I do.
Ain't that something, man? Have we heard a lot of that over the month? That power that our women have. Yeah, you want me to cook, man, but shoot, if I don't get back on this computer and get this done, I ain't gonna make the money for the craft that I got.
I
So
still cook. I still
I'm a
clean.
cook. I'm a cook, but while I'm cooking, that laptop might be on the counter,
It sure
and,
is.
and I might be typing something, email. Oh no, hold on a minute. I'm gonna go stir this right quick, but still, I know it don't taste the same as you thought it did last month, but it's it's still chicken.
Man.
I'm
It's
guilty.
still whatever it is
I'm
that we're gonna
guilty.
get.
The laptop is on the counter, or yes, I am always working.
Oh wow,
But I
that's
still, he's happy. I keep him happy. The food is good, and as long as I don't burn it and not take care of that, we're good.
Sit on burn. All right. Well,
yes
I like
indeed.
to
I hear
be
you.
the first one to say thank you for your service.
You're
You
welcome.
know,
Thank
and I would like to say, can you share a moment of triumph or success that stands out as a significant accomplishment that you made in life, and maybe was also a direction or a way that led you into the direction that you're going in right now?
The significant accomplishment, I think, part of the problems that I was having multiple surgeries. I've had 6 or 7 surgeries, surgeries on my neck, and just what I was going through, it was really, really tough to pull through that and just keep going and stay positive. So I think turning my entire situation around and turning it into this is one of my greatest accomplishments outside of being a mother. Um, and I just really am thankful. I'm thankful because I know that I've been blessed with a gift. I don't take it for granted. And I'm thankful to you both for creating a platform for us to get our products out and to get our story out, because it doesn't matter how good my products are. If they're within these walls and nobody knows about them, well, they're just good products to me. So thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Yes, yes, of course, of
I think
course.
she said the right part there. That is just beautiful because we always think about the products being just stuck between us and what we're doing, but getting it out there, it ain't gonna be no good unless you can get it out there to the people that
Right.
you're trying to sell it to, and you got to be able to have that, right, Razak? As you
Yeah, well, that you're making some powerful statements. You know, what I mean, it's really um, hmm, I keep using the word inspiring. I keep motivating. It's encouraging to know that, you know, I mean, the things that you have went through so early on, you know, in life, you know, as a and I can't say this enough, as a woman of color, as Black men, we've had it rough. I was saying this earlier in another interview we did, but I think it still has the same impact here. Is that, you know, your journey is underestimated. You know what I mean? People don't realize, you know, the things that you're going through, you know, and a lot of times in life, and even for me coming up, you know, the females role models that I had in my life, you know what I mean, were you know, I didn't really know what their struggles was. I didn't really know, you know, what they were going through, you know, as far as is taking care of us and trying to lead me down the right, path, and the spiritualness of it, you know, and the leadership quality that went into all of that, you know, and I'm sitting up here, and I'm thinking like, for you to be the type of person you are right now, you know, or still growing into, what role models, what mentors, you know, helped you or assisted you in either thought or direction, mind state, spiritually, you know, that's still aiding you right now, that you still use now.
So my motivation, I think, mostly came from my aunt, who's more like my mom. She's raised me as an infant, and we were extremely close. And she tried to teach me everything she knew. That has carried me. By the time I was 4 years old, I could tell you every bone in the body, but not the correct name for it. And she made me sit up tall and be respected and enunciate and be a woman, be a lady, be the woman that he wants to take home to meet his mother. So all of those things she poured into me, really made an impact. And recently she passed away. And right before she passed away, it was Christmas, and I went to go see my family out of state. And she'd been having some medical problems, but she's a very proud woman. And, baby, go ahead. But I would always make her little things, mementos. And she helped me a lot in life along the way. And I give her little things to say thank you. And I think that's where the functional keepsakes came from also. And she just said, I see you working hard and you're getting so good at what you're doing, and I just love it. I have so much confidence in you. When you come back, I want to talk to you about investing into your business. When I came back, I had to take her off of life support. And I haven't mourned, grieved that yet. But I think in creating it just sent me into overdrive. I thought I was doing something before, and now it's like, wow, okay. I stopped second guessing myself when I called myself a designer or a graphic artist, because now I know that I am, and not to be cocky, but sometimes you have to toot your own horn, because who else is going to? I have to toot my own horn and keep myself encouraged so I can keep pushing and become that great woman that I was put on this earth to be.
Wow, the purpose of life, we get it from so many places as to what drives our purpose. And, and sometimes it's not other people, it's not the movie stars, it's not the people on TV, it's family.
Right.
It's the real core purpose and reasoning for driving us to be who we are, and leading us in these directions. So you getting that approval and wanting to have you shine in such a way that you are a star that you are, it's just powerful and overwhelming sometimes, because the Black woman is sometimes being characterized as something different. and we need to show that this is not the case. There's definitely strong Black women out there dealing with and having the ability to withstand a whole lot of different thoughts that people have about them. So I really find that that's I'm proud of you for being able to bring that to our show and to show that you are vulnerable in that way, to say you haven't finished grieving for that. And that's something that we all, some of us have in different ways, that the grieving process. And, you putting forth your work and your
Yeah.
art, that's great. We'll be right back. We're back
Okay.
with Yvette. We really appreciate everything. I like to just kind of move to another place that if we can. Can you give us a little bit about what are you doing for a bucket list? What are some of the things that you
Oh,
got going on that's gonna help get you where you want to go? What is your bucket list? Let us know.
so that's a great question. I want to go on a cruise to Greece. Just the photos. I want to just be on the boat cruising into, so I can just take all the pictures and the memories. I want to do the same for Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. Um, I'd love to go on one of those boats and catch the crab, like Deadliest Catch. I know it's crazy. But another thing I would love to do is go to Africa. I want to go to Africa and experience the um, the atrocities firsthand. I want to go to the caves before that the slaves were held in, before they were put on ships. I just want to go connect, and so my bucket list. I think something attainable locally is I'd like to go to a lot of the different civil rights locations and take pictures and experience those for the same reasons.
Um,
Right. And so I have one thing. I made something, and it it explains what I mean by functional keepsake.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you. Get this out the way. So I told you I was going to make something for you. Get it so you
Oh
can
man.
see it. Hold on.
Oh man, look at that.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's good. Wow.
So what you can't see from, because you can't really see it, but I know that photo came from, you were in the stadium looking out. So I put the picture of what you were looking at over the stadium as a just a little reminder. And then in the ampersand, see the number 32. Can you see that?
Uh, but I'm
Okay.
sure it's there. I'm sure it's there. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Wow, you got the little
So
podcast
I'll
mics right
give
there.
this to you. Oh, there
What's
you
it say?
go.
Empowering small black
Empowering
business.
small black
Oh
business.
man, Yvette, you are. Oh my God, that looks good. I like it, man. I like it. See now that's something to hang up in the back. So as he's doing the podcast, he can hang that up in the back.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Exactly.
That'd be
And then
cool
it
right
has
there.
a special meaning for you.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know where he went to. Where'd he go?
You okay?
Might have caught him off guard on that one right there. Let me see.
It's one of those
Hey, there he
things
goes.
where I'll tell you, it's one of those things where I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's a blessing for me, my family, and really everything that I wish I had. I don't have. So I relate to you in that way and understand. I do appreciate it with 100%. I can't tell you how much because yesterday was the anniversary of my wife's funeral, and to see that is what I thought I was trying to stay away from, bringing to the forefront of of what I go through every day. But um, I can't tell you how much that means to me. I can't tell you the place that I'm going to put that in my heart, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do that for me and
You're welcome.
this podcast. And I think both of us appreciate it. The work that you put in, and it's it's overwhelming in a way because um, I have not had a chance to grieve. I have not had a chance to um, put all this into some place where I can move on. It's just one of those things where seeing that picture is one of the last time I was with my wife. So so all of those things are meaningful. And when you say that they're special moments or keepsakes, that is definitely a keepsake. And I appreciate that so much um, for you bringing that to me here on the podcast because I was not expecting um, to have that happen to me because there's so many people out there that have lost people. So I don't want to feel like I'm the only person, but that was my only person. That was the only
What you showing us?
Okay. So this is your standard 20-ounce tumbler. It keeps your beverage hot for about 3, 4 hours and cold for about 10 hours. And I've added my own art. So this is my AI digital art used to decorate on the tumblers.
Is that image from something or somebody, or is it just totally
It's
just
mine. So I created it using artificial intelligence.
okay?
So Chat GPT and Midjourney, all those things.
Okay, what and now what are what is in I can't even say it. What inspires these different pieces? Like you got like is this lady? What does she represent to you?
Okay, so that was an excellent question. This is, I got this design, this lady, and the word boss. And um, I'm all about affirmations and empowerment. And I, in this journey of healing, I've learned just how important that is for myself as well, affirmations. So I did this, and the words I used: blessed, driven, passionate, determined, powerful, arrived, purposeful. And after I created it and looked at her, I realized I was talking about myself. So that's just how I'm learning more and more about myself every day.
It's nice.
Um,
Nice.
so this is
Can
some
you show
more.
yourself? Can you show yourself as well in the picture? If you could scoot over a little bit to get yourself in there. Okay.
This one.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. This is
Can bring it a little bit closer.
so this is another one of my digital images I created, and I put it on a metal picture frame, so you can put it on a tabletop, you can lean it up against the wall, or you can put it in a picture frame. These are some more.
Is this called something? Like do you have like a design a category of design that it would go into, or
They're all different. So when I'm creating these, sometimes I'll mix medias, like it may be an oil mixed with the watercolor or alcohol paint. It just depends on the effect that I get. And these were, I think they may have been like a charcoal pencil or something. And each media gives a different um, texture aspect to the image.
are those historical figures, or are they just random
Yes.
type of?
They are, or they're representative of historical figures. So this image I put for an young African American man graduating from an HBCU and getting the approval of his ancestors. So when I
Nice.
type that in with some other things, then this is what the computer gives me.
Okay.
And each time, if I keep entering, each time it'll give me a different image. And the more, um, the better I describe
Oh,
what
look
I
at
want to
that.
see, the better, the better the image comes out. So
Look
I
at that.
created these for Valentine's Day. I'm all about Black love. And this is another art style, gauche, I think that's how you say it, and oil. So I mixed the two, and then put the description of what I wanted, and this is what one of the images that came out.
Wow. Wow. That looks nice. Real nice.
Thank you.
Let's get
Just a few more. Here's another one on that
another one.
same Black love.
Man.
So I've like I said, I've taught myself. I started learning using the apps for artificial intelligence, and I don't know how to dive in gently, so I took a deep dive, and I eventually was able to move up to some of the more difficult programs, and now this is what's coming out of that process. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
What are those little circular things on the second rack?
These are
Yes.
these are more tumblers.
Oh, more tumblers. Okay.
So just some more art.
Okay. So is there a particular theme that some of these are set to that separate them from the next one?
From the next image.
Yes. That makes okay from one you have one based on love, you have one based on empowerment or something, or is it how is the themes going to that you
It,
just created?
it's just a matter of whatever's in my mind. So I was doing these for
Oh,
Black
that's a puzzle.
History. Yep. So it's not
Oh,
easy to get the likeness. You have to really play because it has restrictions and it'll keep telling you that you can't do that. So I just keep
right.
saying, well, but I want to do that. So I keep hitting the button and sometimes I get lucky. So these are little puzzles for the kids. And it's just a way of my imagination. Okay, I create the art, but I really love using my own images on my products. So this is a wine caddy. You put the bottles on the corners and the wine bottle in the middle. So I make these, and I have also the wine goblets.
Look at you.
that have the
Look at you.
poster
Yes. Yes, that's
and
nice.
stuff.
What is you got something hanging up in the background. Is those clothing?
Yes. So I also, and so I make these things myself. But as far as the clothing, now I'm able to take my art and apply it and use other companies that make it. So I send my design to the manufacturer and they make the item for me. So
Can we
now,
get a closer look at can we get a closer look?
sure can.
Let's squeeze on back there.
Yeah, that wasn't easy. And I have a few more things too. I'll bring them out.
Wow, what is yeah, well, we're gonna have you design something in my size, all that stuff is going on right there.
Most definitely.
Spider-Man.
So I did this for my little grandson. He's a Spider-Man lover. So I designed that for him.
Man, look at that. Okay. Okay. So I mean, before you was I think you had mentioned before that you didn't want to call yourself a graphic designer, but that is what you're doing though, right? Is it
Yes.
graphic designs? Because I went in I know I do a little graphic designs, but I don't not on your level though, but silk screening and all that type of stuff, drafting and design.
Yes.
I did all those things, but I never it was always I always left it on a computer. You know what I mean? I just left it on the computer. We did like little templates and stuff, little shirts and stuff, but you're
Right.
going way beyond
Taking it to the
that right
next
there.
level.
Yes, this is definitely not. Oh, that looks nice too, right there.
So
Who
again, the
go ahead.
affirmations: I am loved, intelligent, beautiful, cherished, blessed, enough, special, and then it's personalized. So I made this for my niece because every little black girl needs to know all of these things about.
Can you put that on any other like her photo? So is that in the likeness of her, and it could another
Not
child or something
intentionally.
or a person?
Yes. So I did a custom birthday design for my granddaughter, and it wasn't easy trying to get the likeness of an African American, Native American mix. But I just kept on at it, and I was able to create her likeness. And so now I can do some specialized things. If you have something you like to see how it looks in 3D, then I can try to make something for you.
I do. Let's let's pull it down. What are those things that you have right here that you're showing us? Oh,
Which
right there
one?
on the bottom of the cloth or something that they're hanging over.
This?
Yes,
This
is that
is it's a blanket.
a blanket? Oh, look at that! Look at that! Give us a little description and detail about this.
So this is a woven blanket. You not the cheapy kind. This can go on your wall or it's tapestry. And this particular blanket has 20 panels. I take the
Yeah.
photograph, high quality photograph, and then I put color correct it in Photoshop. I remove the background so the image is the star of the square. And then I place it to make a keepsake. So this was done for a good friend and for her mother. So it's all of her
I
grandchildren.
really like that. I really like that. So that is that more of a to be displayed and not actually like
Yes.
snuggled up with or nothing.
Yes, because it's that tapestry and it'll snag. So it's not for everyday use. I do make
Okay.
those too, but this is more like an heirloom, something to pass down.
Right. Right. Man, that looks nice. That looks nice.
Thank you.
I have one
Let's
question. I have one question.
Yes.
Sorry. I have one question. What materials are you able to put it on? Because if I have some certain backpacks and stuff like that. What are some of the materials that you cannot put that on?
Okay. So this type of printing style is called sublimation. You can't feel anything. This this will only fade with heat because it's applied with heat, and you can wash it. It's not going to fade. The That has to go on a polyester substrate. So the heat blends with the polyester, and then you get this effect. These have a polyester type coating on it or something that allows me to be able to use special type paper and ink. And then I wrap this snugly, put it in the machine, the heat press, and then it comes out like this. All of the, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and you can put like I could take my picture and send it to you, or I could take a group family picture and you can throw it on like that.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So this is one of the journals. So this is how it looks when I get it, and this is how it looked after.
I like the way you're blending the colors.
Thank you.
So is that a book cover, or is that actually the?
That's the
Okay, so
journal.
that's that. Okay, so that's the. So then you got to bind it and add the paper and stuff, right?
No, so here, I can show you right here.
So it's. Oh, okay, there, yeah.
So this is
And
what
then
I put on the paper and put in the heat press. And then
okay.
afterwards, it comes with these double-sided, you stick them inside and then you place your book back in there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have some stuff for you. I'm gonna
Okay.
have some stuff for you.
And then this is another one of the substrates. It's made of polyester too. And this is how I make the lunch bags.
Man. So you're just typing in, or just saying that, and it's in the AI is just coming up with this design. Just
Yes, except this one. This is mine. Some of them are my graphic designs. Some of them I just add something to it. Like I didn't design this picture, but I added the word art to match the picture.
right.
So this is pre AI. This is when I was still having to use other people's images.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you an example. You can ask me something else. I'll pull it up. I'm going to do one of the Chat GPT
What
images
I
for
was
you.
going to ask you is I have a lot of these backpacks, and I don't know if you can print images on there, but I would love for you to look at that, and I'll have that sent over to you. But I'm just really curious if those things can be printed on. I have hundreds of them, and I would just love to see how that black art can be put on there, because they're like they're tiger or giraffes, anything. But yeah, go ahead. I was just curious about that
Okay,
material. I think they're
so
polyester. I'm not sure because it's a real funny. Go ahead.
so for something that's already made with this, these backpacks are done at the company and they cut and sew. So they'll cut out the fabric, cut out the design, press it, and then they'll sew it together. You having a backpack that's already made, the thing that you can do is direct to film. So that's another style printing that I learned. Hold on one second, I'll get that for you. So this is direct to film. This you can put on your backpacks. So you can purchase this, have it made in, it's called gang sheets. You can have a lot of little images, and then you can have a handheld heat press, and you can apply them to your backpacks. So
Okay.
any design can go on this, and this, so this can go on a shirt. The difference between direct to film is this feels like a decal, and you, after a while, you can't put it in the dryer. If you do it, it'll start to crack, that type of thing. And that's different from the sublimation, where it, you can't feel it. You can wash it. It's, nothing's going to happen to it. Does that help you?
Wow, I'm really excited by all of the products that you displayed so far. They open up our minds to different things that we would like to see get done in our lives, or even through the businesses that we're operating. And I find that this is, it's just another way for KF&JF podcast to bring people together, to bring us together as a community, because we're networking. And I'd like to know a little bit about your networking and what are you doing to do that. But we're going
to the right of you, right here, that one that was right there next to you.
What, is it a picture or?
Yeah, that one, that right there.
Right here?
That area.
Okay, what are you looking for?
What do you have right over there?
Oh, so this is another tumbler, but this is a Bluetooth speaker. And I just
Bluetooth
added my
speaker?
art to it. Yeah. So it's functional, it's a cup, and it's a speaker with great sound.
Bluetooth mode.
I don't think I ever heard of that or even seen that before. That might be something you just invented right there, huh?
No, I didn't invent it, but so you wash it, you drink out of it, same thing, 10 hours cold, 4 hours, and that's just a standard USB charger. So you have a party in a cup.
Party in a party in the cup. Man,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I never seen that before. I never even heard anybody mention something like that before.
No,
What's that one in the far back right there? It looks a little more artsy right there. That the one in the behind the cup, behind the glass cup,
this one.
the wine cup, the wine glass. Yeah,
This,
that one. Okay.
so
Let me
this
check
is
that out.
just an African American woman having a serene moment. I added butterflies, and so I try to make my art have multiple stories. So you have the water, and then the people, the children playing, and her and the butterfly, and so that's what I was trying to capture.
Okay, so with that being said, is there a piece that reflects a story that pertains to you in your life?
Not yet, other than this one. The this is the only thing that I've done and realized it was for myself. I do have some plans. And the craziest part about all of this is I make all of this beautiful stuff and I don't keep any for myself. I don't, I mean, I could create anything I want, but I make it and then I make it for other people.
So then, and therefore you take requests and or specific design types, right?
Yes, I do. And I did have an example. This was a Christmas present this daughter had for her mom and twin brother. And they loved that. That was their song. So those are their pictures.
You just put them on the cup.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out with that glow right there too.
Yes, but hold on. So they also have a favorite song. So I added it to the cup. So let's see if I can
Oh man.
get that for you. I forgot the song. It takes two, maybe. I forgot.
You said these are keepsake item types, right?
Yes. So he'll cherish that forever. He can take it to work every day and have his memories at the same time.
Right. Man, that's great. That's cool.
Okay.
So there's a way to get that image you made on a jacket and all of that too, as well, huh?
Yes, there is. Everything you see, I do bedding, luggage, umbrellas, watches, you name it. I pretty much can have it made. So this is
When it
what
comes to
came up.
putting on, when it comes to putting on clothing, it's just gotta make sure that it's not in hot water, right?
In what? Hot
Wash
water?
wash. When it comes to
Well,
clothing, you just gotta
yeah, you wouldn't want to wash it in hot water. I wash it in I wash all my stuff in cold water. So
cold water, right?
just
Okay.
yes. And it wash it over and over again and it'll last you. And it's like the soccer shirts and things, all that sublimation. So I just never knew what it was.
All right. Well, anything else that we didn't see that you want to highlight or bring into view?
No, I don't think I just had this is just one more thing that I have and I use
Yeah.
it so because people like to see it outside of the computer.
Right.
So the
That's
motto
true.
is that you can make art and turn it into whatever you want it to.
Say, do you still have that picture nearby? Can we get one quick view? The custom picture you did for KF&JF?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can it I can't see the
You can let me see. Step back a little bit. Step back a little bit. Yeah. Hold it up. We're getting that little glare right there. That's cool. That's cool. We can add this into
well, I can
add that
send
into
you the file so
right.
you
That'll be
won't have
great.
to use the picture with the glare.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that.
So I don't have one out with me, but these aren't my designs, but it's so powerful to me. I dealt with a bout of a serious crisis in mental health in my family, and it really brought the walls down all around us. Um, Now when I saw this, it was so profound. It had words of encouragement, like somebody's going through a hard time and maybe nobody's around. You have this piece of art, but you can read it and it says, "I'm worthy of love and respect. I'm proud of my resilience and determination. I am surrounded by positive energy and love." And I'm going to make my own design, but sometimes you have to give people props. And I have some that are for men's mental health and just something that I could do to make somebody's day better and maybe save a life. So that's the other one.
Can you put that a little closer and
Um,
can you bring that a little closer? Because there's a glare off of there. I can't even.
Lift it up a little bit. Yeah, lift it. Yeah, there you go.
There's a glare. There it goes. Okay, give us a quick little slow spin.
mm,
Yeah.
trying to keep-
Okay. I draw too. I do art and stuff like that, and sometimes I don't even some people think my stuff is good, but I seem to always like somebody else's artwork, and something like that I wouldn't have drawn it myself. I would have thought I would have been critique I would have critiqued it to death, and then but it looked it good the way that was, no
Yes,
faces, no super detail, and it was more about the message than the images
exactly.
on there. I
Exactly.
mean, and I see a lot of your stuff has detail to it, but in the intricacy of it, there's still the
The
reasoning.
message.
Well, I should say the meaning. It defines something. I
Yes.
mean, and I like that about your work. I like that
Thank
a
you.
little bit. Um, okay, so I was into the family readiness group for the army, and I wasn't necessarily a veteran or anything like that. I didn't. I did all the things that the army does, with the exception of if they got deployed and go to war or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you, yeah, I'm pretty. You might have familiarity with the family readiness group is. So I ran that, and I've seen a lot of things, and I have some of the things that I have witnessed in, how should I say, the dynamics of race, and I want to kind of touch back on this too, because I think it's still important to keep that mindset of the black woman in a military setting. What I mean, of how, if you're being deployed to go to war or something, or you stuck behind a desk, or but you was in a different branch though, right? You was
In the Air
but
Force.
the Air Force. So, but I think it still applies of how it was for you when
Yes.
coming through as a young black woman too, unaware of what it is that you had to face at that time. I mean, what I want to say, what challenges that you had, because I've talked to I got it written down right here. I've talked to veterans. I've talked to the reserves. You know what I mean? To active duty. You know what I mean? All these different guys, and I heard all these different stories about how it is. But none of them were really like from a woman's point of view. And then you're in a different branch, and you're in a different time. You know what I mean? So how was it for you coming up? And did it at all affect you as a person today?
Absolutely. So yes, I was 17 years old when I went into the military, and um, hmm, I love my service. Had a tough time though, because being very green in life, I got pregnant early, and I didn't know, and I didn't get treated really well by my captain. And he told me that there was no place in his Air Force for a pregnant woman, and he offered to um, assist me in ending it up to 6 months pregnant. So, as a youngster, I had to learn how to fight for myself. I had no one around. I didn't even know about anything about being pregnant. Um, but that's what happens when you play adult games. Unfortunately, um, I got out of the service with my daughter, but I had to fight. I had to fight every step of the way with to keep her, to keep my pregnancy, and then stay in the military with a new child. But everything that's meant for bad for you doesn't have to be that way. Again, being so young and learning all, having to deal with all these things at such a young age, I'm glad that I was young because you don't know what stress is. You just deal with life. And I was able to pull from myself something that I didn't even know what was there. And it's definitely been the catapult for the rest of my life because, as I was saying, it's hard to tell somebody who went in the service at 17 what they can't do. And I've been told a lot what I can't do, and that's fine because I'll just show you that I can. And not only can I'm going to excel. That came from the military.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
stunned. It just was like,
Yeah,
whoa, I
I
was
kind of,
frozen.
kind of, yeah, I kind of just got stuck right there. I thought you was gonna
Well,
say,
I was frozen because the
yeah,
military
like,
is
I
one of
was,
those things that you hope that they would build strength and all of that. And I think that's he's an army guy. My daughter went in the army. She just came home and said, I'm going in the army. I thought they paid you to go in, but no, she said, I'm going in without any money. I'm just going in because I want to go in.
right.
So I think she was just trying to get away from home, but maybe that was it too. But
You
I
know,
just can't tell you enough about the appreciation I have for you as a service woman, and doing that. And even Razak out there, chasing his army dreams. It's one of those things that we really got to appreciate, because it takes a special person to turn themselves over to someone else, in a way, to a country that's going to send you wherever they want to, put you in all these different positions. But then you're learning, like you said, you're dealing in the adult world. Not everybody is on your side. Not everybody's there to motivate you, and being faced with that type of decision was unfair. And I'm sure that we hope that there's not a lot of stories out there, but we know there is a lot of stories out there
Unfortunately,
along
there are
along
a lot of
along,
stories.
along that line. So now let me ask you this: what are I know that's a life lesson for you, but is it any life lesson you would like to pass on to others, like even the people on the podcast, people that are viewing this? What are some of your life lessons that you'll be willing to say, you know what, I'm going to pass this on?
Okay. Um, the first thing I want to say to you young ladies out there that have been broken, battered, mistreated, abused, that doesn't have to be your story. You can make a difference. Recreate who you are, find the passion, do something, but evolve. It's never too late. If you're out there, you've lost your job, you're in pain, you're dealing with divorce, you're dealing with all kind of things that life is throwing your way, turn that lemon into lemonade. That's about all I have.
Wow,
I'm,
wow.
I'm sorry.
You
I don't
guys
know if
make
this
me
keep, but
nervous. Like I don't know
I,
if I can say
I thought you were just pausing for effect. I'm sorry. It might just be me
no.
because I'm waiting. Like, I'm thinking, like, are you finished? Or are you going to
No,
keep
I
going?
didn't
And I
know.
was
I
like,
didn't
oh,
want
then you're just like, oh,
to.
okay. I don't know, Keith. Are you getting that? Because I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay. Let me. Where's my question? Let me see.
Well, I was waiting to do my part, but as we know, this part
um,
won't be there. But Razak, go ahead with your next question.
uh, okay. So, what we covered so far. Um, can you share a specific way in which you aim to positively impact the lives of others in the form of having a legacy left behind?
Yes, my heart is for young people. Um, there's so many young people out there that don't feel like they should be here. Why was I born? Why did you keep me? Why? I want to give them an answer why, a reason for hope within themselves. So I my next prayer is to start a nonprofit where I am training young people in the foster care system that are about to age out and start teaching them ways that they can start a business, make money without having to resort to all of the negative things that are out there for them. So I think that's quite a legacy to leave if I can help somebody learn how to take care of themselves and then they pass that on and keep that going and that become the motto as Black women, men and women, to be entrepreneurs and to make a way out of no way instead of just giving in to the negative stereotypes in society.
Right. Yeah, the youth do have it hard nowadays. They I want to say they may have missed the mark on appreciating, as they said, even in my times, I can't really say I've always appreciated, when in my younger years, the people that was leading the way,
Right.
and we may seem at some points a time where the younger generation, young men still in their 20s even, that there seems to be a disconnect with, what I mean, the application of education, and leaving a legacy, behind, and starting there, starting in your teens into your young 20s, and know that this is for the long haul of life, and the friends, and the family members, and the children that you may accumulate. And and sometimes I just don't see a connect all the time. You know what I mean? We had discussed this before. I'm not too sure, not specifically with you, but a lot of the people that are looked up to, that are showcased in a sense, that are, or get the spotlight, or there it's always some kind of violence. It's always some kind of misrepresentation of what a black man who is how should I say, aware of his roots, aware of his knowledge, aware of the history of what it took to for us to even be here and have the abilities that we have, as far as jobs, as far as life, as far as living in different areas. And I like to, when every time I ask this legacy question, and I hear people's answers and stuff, and we go over different things, life lessons. These questions are kind of like they're stacked here for a reason, to have the, but the thing of it is that I just wonder, how now can we, you just said it, right there. There these, you have some people who are aging out, they've been through a difficult time. They
Right.
don't know where the love is, or where the abuse is. What I mean? And sometimes it's mixed up together. And now we have people in place. There's another person. I'm not too sure what the name of his group is, but I'm gonna get you in contact with him, because he deals with stuff of that nature. And when these kids that are aging out and stuff, and you're saying you want to mentor, you want to show them the way. And I just think that the representation in today's schools,
Yeah.
in public, in media, the media view, what I mean, that it's being missed. What I mean, it's being overlooked. It's not even being, what I mean, acknowledged that it's there. And
Right.
right now, I think, right, when you said that right there, I'm thinking of the podcast, the KF&JF podcast. We have the thing that we're on the move, right? So we also have to be, when we're on the move, we're spreading the education, we're spreading the awareness, we're giving the inspiration, the encouragement, the motivation for Black communities, minority communities, Asian, Hispanics, Islanders, we need to maybe come together in the sense, in building more of a, a stack. I mean, not necessarily a stack, but a how should I say, like a domino effect of
Correct.
businesses that will reach out and say,
Yes.
hey, are you having a difficult time? Look, I
Yes.
will hire you. If you having a different time, I will mentor you. You know what I mean? Or maybe there's a way that we can get all together and have a workshop. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that way we can communicate, like, say, hey, instead of saying, hey, I don't got no way to go. There's nobody who loves me, nobody that cares for me. I done been through this, I've been through that, so I'm going to go off into the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Instead of going that way, you're going to say, like, hey, we need to get out, that there's a number for you to reach. I know they have these already, but the only difference in those numbers is not from people that they have actually had
Right.
familiarity with. I mean, we are right here saying and stating on the podcast that, we have been through those troubling pasts,
Hmm.
and we overcame them. As Black, as women of color, as men. You know what I mean? These are things that we're overcoming, and there's always that prejudice, there's always that biases, there's always that self love that's needed. There's always the depression. You know what I mean? Like you was stating, there's always a mental illness to the upbringing anybody really in the Black community.
Right.
Because there's so much
So
negativity
dysfunctional.
surrounding us, right? And a lot of people feed into, and I'm not excluding myself. You know what I mean? I as coming up, there was times where people were trying to direct me, to go this way and go that way. Hey, let's do this, do that. And I went way over there like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And I did something else, and that something else could may have just led to trouble. And I could understand the mentality that somebody has when you're seemingly thinking that you may be broken in a sense. So
Right.
all you have is negativity to feed into. And with things like of that nature, what you have just said, maybe I think maybe with even with this podcast, and even now starting now, even with you, with what you're saying like that, because this is something that you want to do,
Yeah.
look towards us, look towards us and our viewers and our subscribers of how we can make that happen, to where we can start saying that there is another way that you can go. Just when you think there's nothing else, you're having it bad at home, you want to run away and go run into the streets, maybe you can run over here to a career services type of stuff,
Right.
where you can be mentored, you can be shown by people who have done it and they are successful
Exactly.
at it. They might not be no top billionaire, or they might not be no athlete or something, but it's somebody who's here in your community who's willing to open up their doors
Pour
and
into
share
you.
through their heart, what they have been through, what I mean, and give you more focus or driven path to success. I like what you had said right there. Yeah.
Well, and so I challenge all the business people out there watching this, and entrepreneurs coming up that want to do something, that want to be involved. Start right in your backyard. Um, there's enough negativity out there against us, and we don't need to add to it. We need to find the solution, which is us, and do something about it. And that's my plan.
Right. Right.
Well, I know both of you guys have just hit on some very important points, and one of those things that we normally try to cover, and you guys have touched on it too. It's just mental health, right? We've got to keep ourselves mentally strong. We got to keep ourselves in a position to know that yes, there's a lot of things that are around us that we see that wants to pull us down, but the other part of that is who do we have around us that's going to lift us up? Who's
Exactly.
around us that's going to make themselves available to us when we're at these points in our lives. And if we don't know and we can't reach out to nobody, believe me, you're going to the other side, because everybody on the side is they pulling at you every time you're walking. They pulling you from, you think you're walking straight but you're leaning, because they constantly pulling you away from the path that you should be on. But there's got to be opportunities out there. There's got to be people that are willing to put forth something other than themselves, and that's kind of what we're doing here on this podcast. We're putting forth this effort. We're gathering these entrepreneurs. We're trying to build this base for connections and networking, not to really benefit us so much as it is to make sure that we're benefiting the people in our community, so we can stop everybody from the educational downfalls we have, the employment downfalls we have, the college, people that are not going to college. Our community, in some ways, are just stagnated because we just keep having these other images that we see from the TV shows, from what's on the news every day, from all of these different angles. We're just blown away. We can't even move forward because no one that we can see out there is doing it with the
It's doing
struggles that I had. So, and I think
exactly.
that's just so important.
Yeah, there's a
You think so?
motto. My children went to a program when they were younger, and it was the motto was each one teach one. And that was so profound to me at the time that I made sure that that became a part of my fabric. So everything I do, I'm always trying to make sure that I remember to reach back and bring somebody with me. I do a lot of helping my friends become better crafters or whatever, because I want you to be the best that you can be. Competition, I'm not worried about competition because nobody does what I do. I do it the way I do it. So there's enough food at the table for all of us to eat. Let's stop backstabbing and come together and learn how to be as one and start helping each other, because we can't keep going as we're going. A house divided is going to fall.
Say that again. This really is going to fall. Can you give us a little takeaway of, or insight of what you gathered from this conversation that we've had today so far?
You have really struck a match in me, because I've always wanted to get out of myself. I'm generally very shy, very to myself. COVID was fine for me because I was already in the house and not around people. But that's not where I need to be. And God's already shown me I don't need to be behind these walls. This gift that I have, I will be presenting. And just you giving me this platform and opening my eyes to just other things that are happening in the community, and allowing me to voice how I feel and how I want to make an impact. Um, I believe it's going to be life changing. And I thank you for that. I really appreciate this. I appreciate you pulling things out of me that I wouldn't normally share or even think about. Thank you for challenging me. And as with any challenge accepted, I will use this to further my passion, further my cause, further my desire to help other people.
Well, that's all we can, wish for is that you put your hand down there and bring somebody up. Bring
Definitely.
somebody up to, no matter how, you as strong as you can bring them is as far as they're going to be able to come anyway. But as you build your strength and as you push forward, you're going to have them arms where you can put both of them down and put more than
That's
one.
right.
So, and that's the goal of this podcast. That's the goal of Razak through his business, and the goal of him co-hosting this show is for us to bring across that, is to try to get everyone that comes on this show and willing to be honest, real, and authentic. It's going to help somebody else. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Somebody that listens to you and see what you've been talking about and your product and your business and everything so far is going to say, wow, you know what? I got to move forward too. And the more we
That's
get
right.
moving in the right same direction, the more crap we can bull down. We
That's
can
right.
take over and not have these things holding us back. So I'm so happy that you taking the time to come on to the show. And Razak, you have any questions that you'd like to add?
Um, no, you just I like your I like your products. I like your
Thank you.
merchandise, and I like why you're doing it, the reasoning behind it. You're good at what you do. It seems to be, I mean, just more than just creating images. I mean, there's a emotional connection
Definitely.
to your artwork. And the way you're going about it. I mean, there were some other questions that I had to ask, but you kind of really already touched on them without even knowing. What I mean? And like right now, I just I'm just getting ideas together so I can send them
Bring
over
them
there to you.
on. Come on. Let's go. I'm
And I can
ready.
have me some cups, and I'm gonna have me
I'm
some
ready.
things, have me some things made with, put my, I want to get my logo on one of them
Hey,
on one of them cups, and little tumblers,
that's all
you
right.
know,
I'm
uh,
ready.
yeah, I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna put you to work. We're gonna see what you can do. I mean,
Let's
you know,
go. I told you, challenge accepted. Let's go.
Right on, right
all
on.
right.
Again, everybody here at KF&JF Podcast can express our sincere gratitude for you coming on the show, and we
Okay.
appreciate it so much. And we feel as if you're a part of the team, and then if you um, have any issues, anything you want to talk about, come back on the show, call us. We have a lot of space for all of our interviewers, our interviewees, and we'll try to make a combination to make sure that you can get whatever new product you got coming out, whatever new ideas, or if you just want to talk, we're down for that with no problem. So I want to make sure that you move forward with strength, power, and everything that you're about. So I really can't thank you enough for that. So if you could give us some of your last thoughts of what do you think?
My last thoughts. Again, I thank God for this gift. I know that it's a gift. I thank God for the passion that He's given me inside to express myself when I didn't know how. This allows me to express what's in my mind and heart and the beauty that I want to spread to the world. So I just encourage you guys. Again, you have a passion, chase your dreams. Don't listen to the naysayers. As a matter of fact, stop telling them your business. That's the fastest way to get to have to change your mind about what you think is best for you is listening to other people. Prove them wrong and do you. God bless you. Alrighty, so ICandI Designz, we're all custom everything. We can put your face, your logo, your favorite image, your scripture, whatever you like on any product that we make. We make everything from mouse pads to rugs to bedspreads to coffee cups. High quality work. I am a graphic artist. I am very detail oriented. I can design something for you, a functional keepsake, a memory, anything you like. We can handle it. We can also handle team sports, custom uniforms, you name it. This is the place to come. ICandI Designz.